Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're already live. It's going to be Jiminy versus FranzJ Presents lower bracket semifinals. So the winner of this game will advance to play one of Froyo or G6. Hasn't been decided yet. The loser's out. And we're looking at the first mid here. And interestingly enough, this looks like Lol Guy is on demo. And in fact, the Lol Guy... Oh, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Exile on Medic for some reason is going to get cleaned up here. Notably, Divine went down, so going to be a full wipe from FranzJ. I don't think there's a... Yeah, excuse me. Doesn't seem like there's alias shenanigans going on here. Lol Guy is actually on demo. Sam is actually on Soldier, and they do have Zam, Scout, and Exile Medic. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there. Looks like Yum Yum actually here. Trying to stop too, but point gets capped anyway, and now Yum Yum's just gonna die. The ST can hope for is a trade at this point, but does not even find that. Donovan is sniping, and that is a Soldier sniping, which is always risky.
Yeah, having your Soldier up on Sniper, especially on a map like Snakewater, is going to be a little spooky, a little scary. But I think if anyone's going to be able to make it work, it's probably going to be Donovan. Let's be honest here, it's Donovan. We've seen the crazy things he's done before. It's no surprise that he's up on the Sniper. Now he's actually up on the Spy. I think he's just spy checking though, and we'll come back up on the Sniper. It does look like these Ubers are probably going to even out here, and Exile's at 99. No 99% drop here for the side of FranzJ Presents. It does look like they are going to be able to hold on to this last, at least for the time being. They haven't had to counter pop yet, and now it looks like Yike coming in, going to be landing on top of Sam here, not quite able to get the kill though, and will be picked off with help of Zam as well. Same with that bleed. Blank will also be going down here, so it's a 4v4, well now 5v4, and I think FranzJ Presents wants to take this in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and they are doing just that. Both Soldiers die, actually, for their team. Just going to make things a little difficult. We are seeing some re-aggression here from Jiminy. Going to be Psy fighting from lower, although the pipes are a little too much for the time being. Blank actually found a way to slip behind during that, so that's definitely going to be nice to have. Donovan is actually went to switch to Sniper to roll out. Sniper on this point, I mean, Sniper in general is less... potent defensively, because you don't really get to set the pace, you don't really get to choose exactly which peaks you want. This point, Snakewater second might be one of the only exceptions where dealing with the Sniper just on bats, watching everything, is really brutal.
Yeah, this is one of those few maps that, you know, trying to do what you said here, it's just gonna suck. Like it's gonna be unfortunate, but it does look like we have the Uber coming out from the side of FranzJ Presents. They're gonna be pushing forward, trying to get the force out from Divine, and that is gonna be successful. They're gonna have to pull back here, but will they be able to have everyone pull back in time? It does look like we have Blank in behind. I don't know if they know about him. He is spotted by Donovan. Lol Guy looking to take him down. Isn't gonna be able to get any damage onto him, but he does scare Blank away to a manageable distance. Actually forces him down into Secret. Psy pushing forward. It looks like Artist going to be coming up from the bridge, going to be pinching off Sam and Exile. Donovan going down as well. This is brutal. This is not looking good for FranzJ here as Lol Guy goes down. It's just a 2v6. They have to defend the point as much as they possibly can. Yum Yum is up on Spy.
Okay. Interesting. We might see classes go back to normal here. Because on paper, honestly, I would say that FranzJ might be the stronger team than Jiminy. It's definitely close. No, Lol Guy's still on demo. Exile's still on med, so they are sticking this out. That's interesting. I don't know if... I mean, this is a friend team, I guess, but I don't think it's necessarily trolling, but it does beg the question of, like, how much do they want to win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does. Very early on in that mid, Artist actually almost died, took a lot of damage. It does look like Sam going to be able to follow up on that, though, and will get a nice bomb, giving them a nice demo pick. Divine going down early in this mid as well. And that kind of signals the end of it for Jiminy here. They kind of have to leave. There's not a whole lot they can really do unless they try and go for some crazy salvage. And, I mean, I guess they are going to get said crazy salvage, and... FranzJ Presents will be down probably about 30, maybe 40 Uber. If they, probably not 40, probably just 30. But it'll be still a decent chunk, especially now that we are in invite. You know, these people kind of, they know how to play the game. They've been here a while. They know what they're doing. They know how to make a 30 ad Uber work.
Yeah, Donovan actually rolling out on Spy. I really like this timing because you usually see Spy in the evens or the disad, but Donovan... actually, no, it is disad. Never mind. I thought this was some timing to... Whatever. He's going for the play now. Divine completely oblivious. Does just get picked off. So very speedy rollout there from Donovan, able to catch a nice timing. Living, actually, for the time being as well. Probably will go down eventually. But nonetheless, now going to be ad for FranzJ, and this is potential ad into last.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty sizable chunk of ad for FranzJ Presents. They're looking to charge their way into last and get themselves around, respond quickly to Jiminy's previous scoring round. I think they're going to maybe try. They're either going to try and rip this through lower, or they're going to go lower to right. And I think it's going to be lower to right. But they are spotted very early on, so they might have to change their direction, or they can just rip it, and that's exactly what they're going to do. No bomb coming out. They just want to take down that sentry as early as possible. It does look like Donovan going to be able to find blank here with the gun Spy gameplay. You remember that Spy had a gun. Gun going to go down here as well. But Zam, Exile, and Sam all going to go down. Yipe will get taken out. Law Guy dying as well. Yum Yum, the final one to fall in that fight, and Donovan is going to be going down at the very, very tail end of that push into last. So FranzJ not able to convert that to a round.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely going to be a hold. Still sticking with this roster. To be honest, I mean, like, Logai is talented at demo. Sam is very talented as soldier. Zam, talented as scout. Like, they're good on these classes, but it's more so the opportunity cost of not having everyone on their very best. Like, it's hard to justify getting Sam off demo just so you can put Logai on it, for example, as opposed to just having Logai med. Nonetheless, 3 picks with this dry push. And we do have actually a player behind as well. There is a scout to deal with it, so he is not going to be going for anything crazy, but that buys a lot of space on second. Soldiers do get forwards. Donovan does commit. Might be getting picked off here.
Donovan's going in deep. Lands on Divine.
Does not get it.
Yeah, not as fruitful as I think he was hoping for, but the Uber advantage does fade away, and it's Exile refusing to pop until absolutely necessary, taking no damage. Yum Yum going to be able to find a pick there as well very early on. Blank will go down, Sam as well. It does look like Zam going to be dying in the same vein. Exile now dying as his Uber fades, and I think Law Guy here, the most he can do is maybe throw some pipes, put a few stickies down, but I don't know if they're really going to be able to stop a push into Snake last here, especially with the position they're in.
Yeah, with 2 players still rolling out and 1 only now arriving, they are not going to be, Jiminy are not going to be taking a fight while the med's dead. Instead, they're going to wait for their spawners and play the ad. So that is giving Red time to set up, and set up they are. They have not only 2 but 3 off classes. Donovan is on Spy. Now Spy out of last, very risky, but can pay off in a big way. But he gets spotted and killed. And keep in mind, Donovan was on Soldier, and Soldier is really, really important for holding last. So already, I think this is going to go poorly for FranzJ.
Yeah, FranzJ is in a very not optimal position to describe it as friendly as possible here. Looks like the cap is about halfway. Uber is coming out on the side of FranzJ Presents, though, so maybe they'll be able to net something out of it, as Gungan is going behind, is going to land some nice rockets onto... Oh my goodness, almost gets Exile with the Minecraft play, but not quite. I don't know if he got hit ragged or if it went through, he maybe just hit someone else. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying too close attention to it. Granted, not like I could pay too close attention to it. I mean, he died as soon as he pulled out the skill stick there, so...
Yeah, nice hold. I mean, with that early Donovan kill, obviously things are kind of dire, so being able to stall long enough to get Uber, definitely nice. And part of that, I guess, is Blue taking their Uber a little slow. But anyway, it is ad yet again because Divine lived. They are taking it yet again. Artist getting juggled by the gun, but it will go down. We're going to be ending on the right side here. Cap time
so
coming in
much
times
cap
4.
time.
Ooh, that might just be enough cap time to win here. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, Donovan came in, he bombed onto the point and got those players away. They knocked him, or he knocked them into the little hole in the wall. But he chased through because he was so low, he had to get out of there because he would have died if he stayed on the point either way. And unfortunately, there were no other players that were able to get to the point in a timely fashion. And a soldier just dropped down from height and secured the cap. But going into this mid, it looks like Artist is going to be the better health demo at the very beginning. It looks like Guy not going to be able to get a lot of spam that's worthwhile. Sam will go down as he trades out for Divine, actually. So now it's a, you have to death ball around Exile, unfortunately. It's pretty much an immediate response from Jiminy here. So both meds end up going down. A little nice shot dropped. Was a pretty nice shot, gotta admit. Artist will probably die here as he's 4 HP, but somehow doesn't get picked off.
Still against 2 scouts. I mean, one of these guys might want to chase, right? No,
I
guess they're scared
not.
of Artist pipes, which honestly understandable.
I mean, he is a Picasso with that grenade launcher.
True. Yeah, FranzJ have been doing really well at killing Divine on these mids. I don't know if there's been a mid Divine has lived on, and a lot of the time he's one of the first to go down. Now, granted, Jiminy have been good at salvaging and sometimes even winning the mids, but still, ooh, did that trap det on Exile and Guy as well? Because they're pretty weak here in the counter sack.
Yeah, I believe that is the case. We actually have Yite peeking out from Catwalk here, is turning around to spam Donovan away from peeking Saw. The Uber fake has been called by Exile. I don't know if Jiminy's going to fall for it. They actually double faked it, so I don't know if that's exactly necessary, but maybe it'll work out for him. Ubers are even anyway, so I don't really think it matters. I'm fairly certain Jiminy knows that the Ubers are even, and they are setting themselves up in that position as if they were even. FranzJ is just kind of setting themselves up and Saw, trying to spam through, find an angle to sack through. So just kind of your average Snakewater second stalemate. Wait, what happened to Yum Yum?
Just peeks lower, died to a trap. Artist has been pretty nice here about getting those scout picks with those traps. Obviously helps. Not hyper impactful here, like getting, a med drop or anything like that, but it's really nice because you're basically wasting the other team's sack, wasting even more time, just making it so your med is effectively unforceable. However, shouldn't have said anything because Donovan bombing in through window. I think you may have
cursed Divine. Well, I don't know if that got caught on the stream, but Divine, through some sort of divine intervention, FranzJ was able to secure a drop onto Divine there. So, unfortunately, for Jiminy here, it looks like they're going to have a little bit of a hard time trying to hold on to second, but maybe not as they send in Gungan and Yite. They have a pretty successful double bomb. They're going to be able to find Sam, Guy, and Sam. Oh, yeah, I didn't even see this. Yeah, Divine's caught. The spam comes in as well. Artist eats an upward direct from, I believe this is Donovan, and it's just blank on 2. Has to get out through lower. My
blank
goodness.
Living is important. The gun watches point, and the gun is built, so that's really important. So you're not losing the game or losing the round right here. And in fact, the dry push doesn't even seem to be coming at all. Lobby might be under soon. So it's just regular disad. Everyone is alive and soon to be healthy. But yeah, crazy fight there on 2. Divine not only dropping to what was effectively an off-timing sack from Donovan, going before the counter sack was really sent, but then being caught on bats as well. Just unfortunate.
Yeah, I think there's no other word to describe it than unfortunate. Gungan is on the spool of wire, has not yet been spotted, going to be bombing forward towards the point, lands on Zam, but goes a little too early, and doesn't actually get caught out for it. Yum Yum will get Yite, that will be a trade with Donovan. Blank and Yum Yum also going to be trading out here. The demo is still alive for the side of Jiminy here, so they have a relatively easy time trying to hold last. That is going to be 4 players down for the side of FranzJ Presents. They were trying to get out after they had lost 3, but unfortunately I think they were just a little slow, and in that it costed them Zam. But looks like at the end of it, Exile will be able to get away. 50 disad for the side of FranzJ Presents, but this is absolutely manageable.
Yeah, last time I was just on mid, we saw like a crazy double bomb attempt cat that did not go well. They lost 3. This time around, gonna just be a pop through. And, oh, Artist with a bit of a chase. Man, Exile's so weak, 20 HP, does get cleaned up from Yite. And I'm a big fan of those kind of Ubers. Ooh, Donovan actually behind on Pain Train. Ooh. This is definitely going to bring some people back. But,
no way he
dealt
gets
with.
it.
Wow, barely gets dealt with. Sam might be able to make something happen here. But that Chase Kitchen, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I like the Chase and Kitchen. Unfortunately, Sam is going to blow himself up after eating 2 stickies straight to the dome. But, yeah, FranzJ going to have to back up all the way to their second here. I really thought Donovan was going to get that with the Pain Train. I mean, it was right there. Wow! Artist, again, showing that they are a Picasso with these pipes. Going to be able to find Lol Guy. So this kind of opens up a window for Jiminy to kind of force their way into last. They don't really need to. They can't just wait for that Uber. But if they wanted to take it in dry and get a little bit of early space, that is absolutely an avenue they can go down.
Yep. 40 ad to speak of. They are peeking top left, taking space top left, milking it. Now 40 ad means that things are going to be narrowing if you're taking a pretty slow push like this, but Uber does get popped into the gun, trying to secure that kill onto Sam and do exactly that. Donovan pretty weak on point, but Side dying to the traps on point, and Exile being at 95 means that, yeah, this will be a pretty straightforward hold. And Blue backing all the way up to play Disad on 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for Jiminy, their push was not successful. I think they just took a little too long, and they really had to prioritize taking down Exile in that Uber. But oh my goodness, Lol Guy, he goes Hail Mary pipes from across the plane, going to be able to take down Artist there. Gungan going to go down to the Lol Guy pipes as well. Maybe we're misattributing the true artist of the pipes, because what I just saw Lol Guy do was nothing short of a masterpiece. But we do have FranzJ coming into mid. It does look like Donovan gonna get pinched by Yite, dropping down from Catwalk, so that will make the attempt to maybe leave someone and die or have a sack as they come in. Let's let a Jiminy go away.
Yeah, gonna be a lot easier to get through now, especially since that was the forward soldier on the door. However, Sam's still gonna be sacking a nice rocket on a Divine, but dies before being able to fire another. And Sam gonna get denied either way, so Jiminy just able to roll it forward. Artist still trapping forwards just in case. And yeah, 90% now for Exile. So if FranzJ are able to slow things down a bit here, then we might see an exchange.
Yeah, and it does look like FranzJ will be wanting to take this exchange potentially. Actually, maybe they won't. They're back to last. I guess
They're losing 3 for it.
Yeah, losing 2 for that is going to be very unfortunate. At least they have the Uber to hold their last, but I don't know how much that's going to be able to do. But they don't pop on Lol Guy. He goes down. Yite inside, going to be able to find that pick. It looks like Blank on top of the point. Uber now fading for the side of FranzJ Presents. Exile is playing in that back left corner, and there's no players on the point for the side of FranzJ Presents. So Jiminy's just kind of able to waddle their way in, and with only 4 players alive, there's only so much they can really do there.
Yeah, I actually did like that play from Yum Yum on Bats of just pretending like you're exchanging to just run at the med, but your med actually just leaves. So when they pop expecting the exchange, it's just not there and it's ad. But the fact that 2 extra people died on top, just really, really difficult to hold last at that point. You're basically getting forced no matter what.
Yeah. It's just an unfortunate set of circumstances that FranzJ had to try and make the best out of, and I think they did all they could in that situation. Sai is sitting up here on the height. It looks like we're going to see Gungan coming in from the top rope. Nice downward direct. Barely
Exile
misses.
just jumped over the rocket.
Is this guy Neo? Hello? Are we watching The Matrix? There's no way he should have been able to jump over that rocket like that. But, man.
Well, at least Divine... Well, both meds lived here, and we might see... Nah, we're not going to see anything on 2 yet. I was going to say, these blue spawners are quite late. The combo is peaking lower, but at this point it's a 3v3 and faster spawners for blue, so that will force out the FranzJ combo until their guys get ready. And Donovan is already on sniper, so sniping into this point is honestly pretty decent as well. However, there is pretty strong counterplay in being able to shove, particularly like flank shoves and things like that, getting your flank members to overwhelm. For example, saw if the sniper is lower or vice versa, just because you're expecting one fewer flank member to be there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're kind of expecting that that flank to be a little bit less protected, have a little bit less of a watchful eye, less guard focused onto it, but I don't really think that's going to matter in this situation here. I mean, we do have the entire combo of FranzJ Presents just kind of chilling inside of Saw, looking to get some spam. Donovan peeking out from window now, trying to get off that pressure, but he knows that Uber's coming from behind him. Gungan and Sai is charging in, going to be able to get that, and it looks like the Uber will be popped from FranzJ Presents as well, but they used to save as opposed to get picks. Yum Yum going to go down. Potentially Sam as well. Dies to Yite. So does Yum Yum. I mean, it's brutal.
That is basically, I mean, that's another example of something you would do against the sniper, is take that exchange against a clump team, who actually Donovan on spy this time around. And that went just better than Jiminy could have expected, because you're already hoping that maybe the sniper doesn't get flashed and you can get a pick there, have an extra kill in the post. But not only that, they got the demo as well. So Donovan is going to stop two, at least. Uber's actually being even means that stop isn't that impactful, to be honest. It's just going to slow things down a bit. Ooh, but a little stuck there without cloak. Somehow Lol guy died during that, so we might actually see some pressure.
Yeah, I don't think Jiminy's gonna, bide their time here. I think they're just gonna try and rip it through and send it pretty hard into last. Obviously, as hard as they can, given the current Uber situation. I don't think it's gonna be, some crazy, super fast, mega exchange. Yite is going in deep, trying to get the pick onto Lol guy, but they're not really able to get anything out of it. So, unfortunately, excuse me, unfortunately, Jiminy not going to be able to get anything. They're going to have to back out all the way to 2. And, yeah, it looks like FranzJ Presents has a open window to try and get some sacks out. The glow stick coming out from Yum Yum, fine on 2 health. Will manage to get that pack. I mean, that's just unfortunate.
That is tough not getting the med there, because now your engineer is dead and you only have a level 1 gun. So I expect... And on top of that, Exile is playing as though it's a level 3 gun that can get tanked. That being said, I am surprised that Jiminy aren't just double spamming a soldier lower to get that gun. It seems high enough percentage. Ooh, we're seeing an exchange in lobby, actually.
Yeah, the exchange is happening in lobby right now. Those look like FranzJ going to be coming out on... Wow, Minecraft and Invite. Cannot believe that I'm seeing this tonight.
And Divine and Sai are hiding close.
Ooh.
They want to take this.
You walk out on the bats into the stickies. What are you doing?
This is kind of sketchy now.
Yeah, I think sketch is the right word to use.
They're getting
Jiminy
the kills.
is going to pop. And they are collecting kills. Zam is going to go down. I don't think that FranzJ is going to get their spawners up in an effective time. They will have them up. They will be able to maybe jump over towards last, but I don't know if they'll be up in an effective manner. But goodness gracious, Yite, you can't be doing that. That's like a war crime or something. Exile running on top of the point. Going to be pulling out the Solemn Vow, trying to defend it to his last dying breath, but there's only so much he can do, and Jiminy will get that score line to 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, that was honestly a crazy Uber into lower lobby, but it worked out. They got 3 kills with the Uber. No force, but 3 kills is plenty. And then on the flip side, we had Jiminy just playing close, hoping to catch an overzealous push out, maybe get the pick onto Exile. Exile died anyway, and then you just have a crazy post-Uber fight into last. But we have spied a mid. I almost guarantee that if this mid isn't over instantly, then this gets the mid.
Yeah, 100%. I have no doubt in my mind that Donovan's just he's gonna decloak on Shaq. He's gonna run forward. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that the mid wasn't over instantly, and got the med. It was that it took a second. Donovan was able to decloak and almost get into position. Then the rest of his team said, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. and they just kind of ended it right then and there. It does look like Gungan going to be going towards spawn, not realizing that mid is so close to being capped, and will be very, very far behind. Probably going to be able to get some kind of bomb off, though, maybe. Going high, landing in cat, is spotted in saw. So, FranzJ knows to be wary. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Donovan, after the 2K on mid, staying on the class, and Spida mid actually just works, to be honest, because it's so uncommon that you just are in the mid-fight mentality. You aren't really in spy checking mode. Oh my god, immediate bombing from Sam. It is nuclear damage. Artist goes down, so does Sai. Down 3 now. Divine. This is probably where FranzJ get on the board, if I were to guess. Gungan is on sniper, really just hoping for, he's actually going forward. He's really just hoping for 1 kill here. But no one is going to be spawned by the time that this point is capped. And yeah, 4-1 now. FranzJ finally on the board.
Yeah, FranzJ just took a really good fight onto second there and kind of just secured the bag. Getting those picks when they did was super crucial. Getting those spawn waves staggered as well. I think if they took a little bit longer, they probably would not have been able to get themselves on the board just because Jiminy's players would have been able to spawn. But yeah, I think going into this mid, this one will be interesting. We don't have Donovan Spy this time. We have regular classes. So.
Donovan is, however, playing in kitchen. Sam playing in the other team's kitchen. So kind of the floor soldiers. Meanwhile, Height is being thoroughly controlled right now by Sai and Blank. However, as I say that, Blank getting shoved and killed by Yum Yum, who is now in on Divine. Donovan bombing in. The activation of Red Soldiers is enough to catch the med. Exile so far alive and well. Artist trying to salvage, get the med kill, but does not do so. And we are potentially set up for a 4-2. Obviously, there's still a last push that has to happen, but mid to last potential here for FranzJ.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't expecting this round to go as fast as it was. I was hoping for a little bit more downtime because I made dinner before this. Made me a sub. I still got the other half of that foot long waiting for me on my bed over there. I've been taking bites of it every now and then. So hopefully, you know, we'll get a little bit of a longer game. You know, definitely not so I can keep eating my dinner. But Sai is up on the sniper, looking top right. Probably isn't going to find anything though, as all of FranzJ is in lower or in top. Right from their perspective. Does look like that sentry going to get taken out very early inside that Uber,
much cap time.
Yeah, there's so much cap time. It just takes one body on the point and Artist dying, and that's exactly what they realize. FranzJ, only losing 1 player in that push, is going to be able to secure themselves a second round, making that scoreline 4-2.
And definitely some FranzJ momentum now that they have scored the mid to last after that first round. 2 minutes left. Excuse me, in the regulation time here before we go into that overtime.
We all know and love.
Excuse me, regardless, we know that it's going to be first to 5 here, since FranzJ need 5 anyway to win, and if Jiminy get 5, then it's just over. We are seeing aggression on this mid from Jiminy. Logai does go down, as does Exile. Divine hold up in kitchen, getting chased by Yum Yum. Very weak. Very chippable. There is a sniper in hats that I did not notice. That was probably why some of that untamed aggression from Blue went so well. But, man, now it's a shoe on the other foot. Jiminy in a nice position to maybe close out the game.
Yeah, Jiminy sitting there with that full Uber ad. Donovan was on sniper that entire mid. I don't think that, you know, was probably the best thing they could have done. I think FranzJ definitely could have taken the 3rd round there if Donovan was on soldier, because they're pretty good at absorbing aggression when it comes into them, especially on those mids. So I think if they were running the standard classes, things could have gone a little bit better for them. But unfortunately, that is not the way the cookie crumbled on that mid. And that is going to be Jiminy sitting with full Uber ad yet again, looking to push in. Going to be going through lower here, looking to milk for as long as possible. They're going to get through under the little catwalk thingy, metal thingy here. They are going to get in. The sentry won't go down until the Uber is pretty much over. No players have died on the side of FranzJ yet, and it's looking to be pretty neutral. No one's really winning or losing. Well, as I say that.
With the kills, yeah. But when Gungan's in now to collapse, yeah, now the picks are going to start rolling
now
in.
it's over.
Yep. That was actually a little awkward for a moment because Artist tried to cross, but got pretty hard denied by an air shot from Donovan. So the Uber did end sort of in the middle, no man's land. But the flank was able to get in on the left side, help the combo to establish that left side positioning, and got 2 soldier kills in the process, which obviously really nice to have.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely opens up the last a little bit more. It gives you the opportunity to, push in and not have to worry about every doorway you can get into getting stuffed by a soldier, or, you don't have to worry about someone coming in and just blowing you up while you try and stand on the point. You have an opportunity to at least fight back with the soldiers dead as you are pushing, and especially when you're going up, against Donovan and Donovan and Sam on soldiers, two players very well known for being good at soldier. So that said, we do have the logs. Artist sitting at the top, of course, the masterful pipes, 335 DPM, almost 100 DPM higher than his DTM. Not quite 100, but almost at 255, followed by Law Guy at 308 and 303 respectively.
And that's why Artist is the GOAT. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to look at that and not just say that it kind of comes down to FranzJ off-classing. Again, I don't know. I mean, they could just not care. But that sort of off-classing is going to work a lot better against sort of the mid-invite teams that they are just handily better than. But we are in invite playoffs, and Jiminy, despite being in the lower bracket here, are really not messing around. And I do think that 5-2 was pretty confident.
Yeah, I think going into Bagel here, I need to verify which team picked what, because I'm assuming this first map was pretty heavy-handedly a Jiminy pick, so I'm assuming FJ picked Bagel because they geez Louise, I can't speak, because they're probably more comfortable. Oh no.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
So no.
FranzJ picked Snake, and now Bagel here that we're on now was the Jiminy pick. And okay, interesting. As players load in the server, I see different classes than we saw last time, but not main classes. I don't know if this is just pregame or what. But if it continues with Exile Soldier and Zam on demo, then I'm gonna go ahead and say that this might just be over.
Yeah, I hate to, say for certain whether or not something's gonna be over before the game even starts, but gonna have to echo your sentiment there. I think you're right in that regard. But we could end up pleasantly surprised. I'm hoping that we end up pleasantly surprised at the very least. Hopefully FranzJ will be able to turn things around. Maybe it's a weird case of they maybe don't do good on their map pick, but when they go over to the other teams, maybe they'll do a little bit better. I'm still a FranzJ believer. I think they can do it. I got money on them. But, I'd be lying if I said I didn't have my doubts.
And we do have Donovan on the pregame pyro, which we might see during this game. And for those of you who remember advanced season maybe 7 grand finals, I don't think Donovan was the pyro, but FX Death Cult did pull out down, I think it was first to 3 back then. I could be forgetting this, but one round until losing the entire series, pulled out the mini sentry engineer and pyro and reverse swept the map and then the match. And I do think pyro on Bagel is actually no joke. You can kind of just farm afterburn and get 350 on the log without really doing anything difficult.
Yeah. I think going into this, though, FranzJ will probably have a better time on Bagel. I mean, just based off the way we were seeing them do things on Snake when they were running their cookie cutter classes, at least. They seem to win most DM fights, at least those 1v1 things, but I don't know. I think FranzJ like I said, they're going to have an easier time on Bagel. I don't think it's going to go fantastically for them. I think, like we saw on Snake, they're going to get rounds, but I think their first couple are going to be a little rocky. But time will tell. We got 4 minimum rounds to see how FranzJ decides they want to play Bagel.
Yeah, and I honestly think that FranzJ, it's gonna come down mostly to how they play in the houses, because if I'm on FranzJ and we're all off-classing and all that, you could not force me to play demo on Bagel mid against Artist. I would much rather be doing something else. And I think that the point control is going to be kind of nasty from Jiminy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. As much as I wanna root for FJ, gotta acknowledge the facts. And from what we saw, Jiminy seemed to be the more efficient team, and Koth kind of, it rewards efficiency. It rewards being able to make quick work of picks and take space, very, very quickly. So, I mean, like I said, time will tell. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. So this series, still has a high chance of being 3 maps long. But, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how Bagel, plays out.
True. Yeah, still waiting for Yite here, which we were doing on the first map. Likely on another cigarette break. But nonetheless, do you have any predictions here for score?
I think it's going to be a nail-biter. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm hoping for a 3-4 where FranzJ wins and we get to see a third map.
That would be nice, but I'm going to say 4-1 for
that's 4-1 the reasonable guess. That's the, sane one. I got my, I'm just a believer. What can I say?
Yeah. So the pregame classes have shuffled around a bit. At the moment, Yum Yum has been on Medic this entire time, so might be playing Medic this map. However, we have Exile now on demo, with Lolguy on Scout. And then Donovan is playing Mini Engineer, was playing some Pyro, is in the Soldier slot, so we'll see. But honestly, Engineer and Pyro, really not horrible. Maybe Engineer is pretty horrible on Bagel, but I've played plenty of plug scrims and things that the Minis actually kind of put in some work.
Yeah, maybe on Clear Cut, you could maybe make NG work a little bit. I think ever since they made it so you can build on the roofs, it might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
But on Bagel, I've seen it work before. I've seen it work a couple times. I have unfortunately been victim to the infamous Engineer on Bagel tech that for some reason we could not wrap our minds around how to defeat, even though the solution was very, very simple. But the pregame is also the kind of time where the players are just able to troll the casters. They could just say they could be on Pyro at NG the whole time, and as soon as the game is actually about to start, they swap off, or as soon as they spawn in, when the game starts, they swap off. So time will tell. If FranzJ decides to run the silly goofy tech, then you know what, it'll make for an interesting cast. Maybe it's their ticket. Maybe it's their ticket to go on 4-1 on Bagel.
We will see. So we are actually live here. Speaking of that clear cut, back in season 8, I think, in Maine, my team would run full-time engineer and clear cut and just build a level 3 gun behind shed.
Holy based.
Once you actually get the point, it's kind of impossible to lose around. But we are looking at basically the same classes. Donovan is on Soldier, Exile on Demo, Yum Yum Medic, Lolguy, Scout. Pretty much everyone off-classing except Donovan, and we do have Sam bombing in early. Artist does get traded out with Donovan, but 2 soldiers for a demo. Ooh, man, Yite from behind is able to clean up. Yeah, just up to the 2 scouts now. Yum Yum did die during that. Pretty confident mid-win here for Jiminy. Probably not enough fuel in the tank to get a proper forward hold going, but it's still going to be 80 ad.
Yeah, 80 ad is 80 ad. You probably don't have Well, I mean, you probably could set up some kind of forward hold here. I think that they may... Well, I don't know if Artist is going to be there in time. It looks like FranzJ is getting in lower at about the same time Artist is arriving, so forward hold is not going to be possible.
Ooh, look at this Uber
Just to jump away real far. But yeah, that Uber going to be going in. They're going to be chasing through lower left. Going to be chasing hard, actually. Artist going to be able to find Zam, but Blank going to be able to find Donovan. That spawn door was held open for a little too long. They maybe could have found the pick onto Yum Yum if they continued holding that door, but I think it closed just in time where even if you hit, you know, one meat shot, you probably wouldn't be able to land the other, but I don't know. I think FranzJ and Jiminy here are, or rather, FranzJ is going to have a relatively easy time pushing into Jiminy here because they have that Uber ad. They're going to be able to rip it through concrete, or if they really feel like it, they can rip it through main if they're feeling like some cycle paths. But they are going to take it through concrete here. Not quite going to find anyone during it. They're actually going to lose Donovan during. They find Blank and Yite, hopefully, but
yeah, Divine only at 90 though, which is definitely sketchy. Okay, now they got so many kills that it's now fantastic.
Right,
and that aggro Uber they took, it is a full white, by the way. The aggro Uber they took, like, kind of into right, out main, chasing up left. While it didn't materialize in anything crazy, it did. I mean, it's conditioning, right? You're making it so that Yum Yum has to be a lot more scared. Otherwise, you might get caught. Ooh, Artist actually eyeing here as Uber does get popped. We'll be chasing. And Donovan's actually on Pyro, just hard stuffing this Uber.
Yeah, it doesn't look very good for FranzJ here. I mean, they lose so many players. I mean, there's just nothing that they can really do. I mean, they only have 10 seconds off of the clock here. They still have, you know, 50 seconds to try and make something happen. They can get out. They can try and take a dry fight over the point. With Blank being dead, Exile finding that pick, it's probably going to be a little bit easier, but now with Sam dying as well, I don't think they know about Gungan hiding on Fan. It's going to drop down, lands one shot, two shot, misses the third, not going to be able to get Jeez Louise, not going to be able to get Yum Yum here. Looks like Artist and Yite going to be able to get, I believe that's Exile and Donovan here. So, unfortunately for FranzJ, I think this kind of just spells the end of their push before it even really began. Well, actually, no, the Ubers. I forgot about the
Yum Yum
Ubers.
has Uber, and it's still 20 ad, like 15 now for the time being. But they never even got point with it, and now Divine 95 gonna be having means that we're probably gonna see some overtime here for Jiminy. And really depending on, and that kill for the blue team in this post-Uber is really not great. At least they have a lot of cap times. This fight can go on for a while. Donovan bombing in does confirm the kill on Artist, but down 5 now for FranzJ. Little guy next to go. Again, so much cap time. It may have even been faster for Jiminy if they let the other team cap. This will be a 1-0 round. I also want to point out as well, there is mild off-classing from Jiminy as well, because they switched Blank to Soldier and now have Gungan on Scout, which definitely, I don't know how good Blank is as Soldier, but I can tell you that Gungan Scout is definitely very good.
Yeah, I think mild off-classing, but it seems to be working out for him, whereas FranzJ is just throwing things at the wall and hoping it sticks, I feel. Zam and Yum, I believe... Oh, no, Yum Yum's back on Scout now. Zam and Yum Yum going to be running over concrete, going to be able to take down Artist there, but I mean, realistically, what are they achieving? Both meds dying. Actually, maybe this is a little bit better than I previously thought, but with just Donovan alive trying to fight Gungan and Sai, I don't think this is going to pan out too well for him.
Yeah, Lil Guy was actually on crits there as well. Obviously, it didn't matter for the purposes of that fight, but is staying on it. I wonder if that is the conditions for him switching to Medic. Speaking of switching, though, Donovan going to be rolling out on Engineer, which kind of banks on FranzJ being able to kind of win this fight and secure the point, which so far they are doing. Sai very weak. Gungan now just spawned, and the mini is being built.
Yeah, FranzJ has a lot of opportunity to try and maintain control at this point, but I don't think they're going to go for any of it. They're waiting for that crits to come online, and now it's here. They're ready. They're popping. Over it goes. Divine goes down. One sticky is all it takes to take down Divine. Sai going to go down as well. Gungan caught on concrete, but is going to be able to rotate around. Donovan going to get bombed by Artist. Will get taken down. Zam going to be able to find Blank here. Gungan and Artist going down at the tail end of that fight as well. So while it almost looked bad for FranzJ, they managed to pull it back. Artist bombing in, probably could have got a little bit more, but cleaned up very, very early. So FranzJ is going to be able to maintain control over the point for the time being.
And it is a forward hold, and Exile's actually able to get a kill on Blank trying to get through. Yite will be committing and going down. No kill, so down 2 soldiers. Logai's still on crits here. Say stuck on crits, as Donovan is actually just holding top right on Pyro. I don't know
what
if
in the world.
So crits is sucks to be stuck on in 5 CP. I don't know. It's probably less of an issue on Koth and the Pyro crits. Oh my god.
Oh, this is with the napalmer, no less. Oh no, this is disrespectful.
They lose 3 during that though.
Yeah. Losing 3 for that is not worth at all. I mean, you light half of the combo on fire as they try and run through lower, but now your meta's stuck. Blank up on the sniper. Going to be able to headshot Loggai. Zam going down as well. I mean, this is just unfortunate. FranzJ had the world, and then they lost it. I mean,
and now they're going to get forward held. Sam with a bit of a late death there as well. Donovan is on Spy, and I really like Spy timings like this on Koth. Although he is playing Cloak and Dagger, so he's going to be really slow to get into position. He almost gets bumped there. Oh, does Blank know? Blank is a Highlander player, so he definitely heard it. It seems like they are aware. Oh my god, Exile just peeked and dropped Divine to pipe spam.
I cannot believe Exile is dropping there, but I guess for FranzJ presents some sort of divine intervention has played its part as they're looking to cap this point. They don't want to deny Donovan, but they waited a little too long. Blank going to be able to find the headshot onto Yum Yum, and Sam will go down as well. So it looks like they're going to have to deny these two if they want to maintain control over that point. But they cap it, they deny their players, and then they let Jiminy cap again. I mean, at least they have ad, but like, I don't know.
I check now if this is crits or not. It is crits, so they need this crits to do something well. Yum Yum dies. I expect the crits does get popped here on the Pyro. Flash on the Scout. Artist probably going to go down here, just trying to stay alive, but cannot. But you'd really like to get more out of your ad than losing 2 for a demo and your med dying. And minute left for Jiminy as well. So with this ad, especially if Loggai chooses to stay crits here, Divine might just win the game with this Uber.
Yeah, I don't know if FranzJ can really do much with their current class lineup, with Divine getting ready to pretty much walk into their face with full Uber ad. It looks like they're going to be popping, curving down towards lower left, pushing into spawn. They're probably going to be able to find Loggai here, and yeah, Sai going to be able to get that kill. Yite will die. I don't think it really matters. They're able to get the pinch onto Divine and Sai. Gungan finds Exile, though. Ooh, nice rocket.
Artist, the prudent demo, just sitting here next to point watching traps while his team feeds into spawn. Guys, you do know there was like 10 seconds left, right? You don't have to go into their spawn and let them cap. But you will be surviving. And now the route is actually a little in the air. Obviously favored for Jiminy. They did not get overtime, almost. But Loggai has some crits at here, and there's a bit of a forward happening. Artist dies as well. Yeah, I mean, if FranzJ can introduce enough chaos here to win multiple fights in a row, then they can close out this round.
Yeah, maybe that's the tech. Maybe that's what FranzJ is looking to do. They have the crits. It gets popped. It's on Zam. He manages to find Blank. Will he be able to find anyone else, though? Doesn't look like it. He's beefing a lot of his shots. He's beefing everything here. The crits is over now. And now it looks like Zam is going to be the one dying, as only 1 crits kill was secured during that Uber. Scoreline 2-0, Jiminy.
Yeah, notably there as well, the fact that FranzJ were the ones with control of point, played against their favor because their spawners were just enough worse that even if that fight went very well for them with the crits, there's still going to be better spawners for blue, probably disrupting things. But we are looking at this next mid.
Yeah, looking at this next mid. Yum tries to go in, but can't really get too deep into it. Has to back away pretty quick. I don't know if they were just trying to poke for some space or what they were doing there, but looks like it was a little bit successful. It buys FranzJ a little bit of time to try, and they kind of let Jiminy into that right lane there, but I don't think they were able to get as many kills in that collapse as they were hoping for, and I think really they didn't even really have a collapse like I think they were looking for, but I don't really think that matters as they're able to get 4 here in this fight for the point. Ubers are even, so they're trying to, you know, run deep and get Divine, but he's too far gone. You know, you can't really do anything. You just got to hope for the even forward hold.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time that FranzJ have had time add so far, and Yite actually getting a little too eager here on this peak, does get shut down by Sam. So down a soldier trying to break this forward. Fade from Sam. Blank will be bombing across, but getting chipped down a lot, is able to retrieve the pack. Meanwhile, Divine getting spammed pretty heavily. Does secure a pack. Guy is on point, getting
forced bomb from Blank.
Yeah, will be an exchange. Sam's gonna probably go down here. So that's the pick for the post. Donovan is on Pyro, kind of the X factor in this, but still a pick for Jiminy in this post.
Yeah, Jiminy will have that player advantage. Well, you know what? Never mind. Forget I said anything. As Sai goes down here, Exile going to be able to find the stick. Yum going to be able to find Blank. Exile finally dying. His reign of terror has come to an end. Gungan will find that pick.
Oh my God.
Gungan is going to get flogged by Donovan. I'm sorry. The Phlogistinator is out on the field.
You ever just meat shot up Pyro and die in an instant because he's flogged and he lives on 6 HP?
You know, I think I have lived through that exact situation. And
notably, Guy is actually on an Uber now as well, which has much better advantages. But Exile getting sniped is not great. Guy tried to hide in main for some type of aggressive pop.
Oh my
Does
goodness,
get forced,
it's nuclear and lower.
Yeah, able to get on Divine. No, they all die.
Oh, no.
Divine is able to dance just enough to live despite being completely caught to that Uber, and it's a full wipe somehow from full ad to a full wipe. And yeah, I don't know how Jiminy are staying in this round, but they are.
I mean, power friendship or something. Life finds a way, and that's how Jiminy is managing to stay in this. I guess FranzJ just kind of giving the player ad. Blank is still up on Sniper. Is able to find Yum as he peeks out onto concrete. Sai will die as well. 4 players down for the side of
FranzJ at spawn as well. He got 2 kills in that forward hold as well. Late death from Exile. Sai and Yite both died, so looks like FranzJ will still be trying to push. Duncan is on the door, but scouts can't really hold doors, and he does go down. Blank going to be trying to get out of there on Sniper. Meanwhile, Yum on the flank. It is a full send from FranzJ. They easily get the force with the double bomb. Looks like maybe both soldiers going to be dying here. Yum on Divine in the post. Doesn't get enough damage to get this kill. Yite on the chase. Should be cleaning that up. And that's basically a 3-man for the force, so honestly worth it if you're FranzJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a better 4-man right there. You don't even have to use 4. You only got to lose 3. So FranzJ has a pretty good opportunity to push onto mid and try and make something happen here. Zam will go down before they even come through. Look like they're going to be using pretty early. Exile actually dies as well. Donovan and Yum dying in addition. Sam be going down too. Or Sam going to be finding Yite too. Now Sam going down. Lol guy. I mean, this is just brutal.
Yeah. Okay, well, Blank was going for a peek into spawn, which, if you have the confidence to do that, like, you are definitely feeling yourself and your team. I think that I might rescind my 4-1 and say that the way things are looking right now, Jiminy are definitely primed for a 4-0, because they were like down a minute this round. Now they're like up 30 seconds. They're really thriving in the chaos, collecting these kills left house at the moment, and actually taking this Uber to which Guy is completely caught. Oh, but he's just got the moves.
Donovan, oh my goodness, bombs in, 3 players in his face, he gets juggled up, Donovan comes in, the rocket, the pipe, the sticky, everything was coming Divine's way. Does look like Jiminy is trying to hold kind of forward, get someone in, and land on top of Lol Guy. They are almost successful, but not quite. They're going to be able to find forward, so that is the 4-man for the side of Jiminy. Does look like FranzJ will be able to flip the point just before it goes into overtime, so they can afford to let the point flip exactly once for 1 second, but yeah, Yum going down there.
Yeah,
not good for
a
FJ.
Lead, to be honest. Getting through should hopefully. I mean, it's a scout, so it's not really a door holder, but still a minute or 1 second left for you on the clock. A minute for the other team. Worst case scenario, you can just build an entire Uber and just play an even Uber's fight. They are trying to get through and losing some guys. Donovan goes down. Old guy kind of stuck here, going in for the aggressive Uber. Does finally get forced. Artist going to be bombing in, and Divine is getting out of there. I'm going to say that's probably the last nail in the coffin. I imagine many of these FranzJ players are going to go for something crazy, but so long as Divine is able to secure this Uber and play it, it should be very easy for Jiminy to get enough space to cap and hold the point for a second.
Absolutely. And I think as long as Divine plays this carefully, doesn't, overextend a little, too much. I mean, even the slightest bit could spell the end, but they are going to Uber inside of Blue House. They're coming out over the point. I believe Sai chasing over to Red House. A lot of stickies going on to Red Concrete here, but Donovan over the point in behind will find Blank Artist going down as well. It is overtime for Jiminy here. If they can keep their players on the point, it's even. You know what? Never mind. This is crumbling very, 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 very rapidly for FranzJ. Yite will give his life to take down Zam and secure his team the 3rd round. And like you said earlier, the way things are looking right now, Jiminy's prepped for a 4-0.
Yeah, that Donovan flank was kind of exactly what they needed to not just instantly lose, but still, it is on Uber against a team that doesn't have Uber with only 1 second to worry about.
Donovan.
Got the spy rollout. Was actually not cloaked and presumably disguised as a friendly. Gungan's like spy checking, so they definitely know, and they are actually just full sending. Divine even committing. Artist bombed in. Full cross on the point. Looks like Yum is going to maybe get on Divine. Sam will actually be the one to clean up that kill, but Donovan not proving any worth on spy, as everyone just walked forward to full wipe the red team. That being said, Divine did go down, so it will be even Ubers, but nonetheless, definitely a nice sort of pace shift, putting Jiminy in command of the round so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't able to cap that point as quickly as I think they'd have liked to. I think if they were able to cap it when they wanted, they probably could have been down to 230 already. But I think that mid-fight went on for a little too long without the point being capped, so they had to wait for their med to spawn in. At least I think that is how the point works in KOF. I don't know if it's just sometimes it denies and sometimes it doesn't, or if there's more nuance, but it does look like Jiminy here with about 40 seconds of, well, not even about, it is 40 seconds of time at. It does look like, though, Sam is having a rough time in Red House. Will barely manage to win that fight, but does get cleaned up by Sai. Exile gonna go down to Blank. Will get treated out by Zam, though. Lol Guy on concrete eats a sticky and gets thrown forward and taken down by Artist.
Yeah, and now just down a minute and kicking the can down the road of the full ad. I mean, full ad is already annoying to deal with when the other team just caps, but when there's 2 minutes left, now it's a little scarier, especially when you get even closer to overtime than that. It becomes pretty lethal as Artist actually gets headshot. Meanwhile, the full lobby Uber shove here from the blue team that Lol Guy just expertly skates around. Exile is going to be caught on point. Looks like Divine goes down in the post. Donovan does survive as well, and this time it's actually Blank on Engineer. Gungan was on Spy there, gets dealt with.
The sentry!
I wonder if Blank switches off here now that the gun goes down. Yep, does exactly that. Okay.
I mean, this is definitely a a situation we are seeing here. Donovan, I believe, up on the sniper, looking to maybe get a pick if possible. Knows Yite is in that house. Yite is playing a dangerous game here, trying to peek out like that, but I think he knows Donovan is kind of peeled away.
Ooh,
so
Blank's got speed shots. Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's going in. He's going deep, trying to get those kills, and is able to find Exile. Yite will get taken down by Sam in Red House, though, unfortunately. It does look like Gungan going to be going deep, chasing that kill. Sam, Donovan going to be able to find Divine there. That's a little rough for Jiminy, but the Uber came out from Law Guy as well, so I don't think it's too terrible for them. Oh, and Blank bombing from behind as well. Secures the kill onto Zam.
Explodes on his own rocket, trying to shoot Zam. Okay, Logai lived there and played the ad. Now, this whole time, they never capped point, which is insane. So it is still a 4 minute of time for FranzJ to win back. But Logai having 40 ad here means that they can potentially do it. At least get things close in time by the time that Divine gets. Blank dying is, and Artist dying. Oh my god, that's definitely a good start. Gungan is going to try and get out of there. Donovan on the hunt. Okay, Logai going to be getting soon. I wonder if we're going to see another aggressive Uber from FranzJ like they've been doing, or what?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna see anything from FJ as well. They lose, or Jiminy loses Sai and Gungan here. I believe both to stickies. It looks like FJ going to be going for a very aggressive Uber. They need to buy themselves as much time as possible. That's really the only reason I can see them doing this. They're trying to secure themselves around. Blank is on point at backcapping, so he's drawing the eyes of FranzJ away. He tries to jump away. Will get body blocked by Donovan though.
Oh,
wait,
lands on the height.
Oh.
Okay, still goes down. But at this point, Divine has Uber and will be using that said Uber. Exile's actually hiding here on demo, which is interesting, because if he gets spotted, he actually bombing in on Divine, trying to get something, probably landed a pipe there based on the HP. However, on the other side of the map, it's just pure cleanup. Logai did die, which is the most important kill, but so did everyone else except Yum Yum. And all that momentum that FranzJ built up in order to tie up the clock is out the window. And now it's ad for Divine. And we're in one of those situations yet again where this Uber, if Divine can properly build it and not die, I'm going to stop talking here because I see he's on 8.
Yeah, this isn't looking good for... Actually, honestly, I would say this isn't looking good for the moment for Jiminy here. With Divine being so low, it just takes one rocket, one meat shot to take him down. But we'll find a health pack. Does look like this could turn around. 12 HP in the Force. Donovan going to be going in, making it huge for his team, but I don't know if it really matters. There's 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and they know Sam's behind.
Oh, no. Well, FranzJ is on the point. They might even be able to flip it. It is overtime.
They get overtime, and overtime is really, really good. Like, so much better than having even just half a second. We do see Sai behind. If Logai gets killed, oh, it's just over. 4 kills, 5 kills.
It's just Logai. That's GG. So, yeah. 4-0 for Jiminy. They will be winning the lower bracket semifinals and moving on to the lower bracket final to face who's fighting in that upper bracket. Let me take a little look-see. They'll be fighting whoever loses between Froyotech and like a G6. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure that game will be covered not by us, but on RGL tomorrow, if I am not mistaken. But yes. that's just brutal, man. FranzJ just couldn't find their footing at any point during that match, and they were just getting thrown like a volleyball into their spawn just constantly.
Yeah. I mean, there were some rounds that were a little close until they weren't, and obviously Jiminy closing out all 4. I mean, it does really just come down to the FranzJ off-classing. I don't know what the reasoning is there, whether they just don't care or just are having fun. But, I mean, there were stakes here, even if you're assuming that you lose to who you have to play next, either G6 or Froyo. This is still a match to secure at least 3rd, and I suspect you would rather have a 3rd place medal than participant, right? But I mean, that's them to decide and not me. They're all friends, so I'm sure that they're just having a good time.
Yeah. Looking at the log here, I'm not sure if you have that pulled up, but if we filter by DPM, I think we see Sai and his work that he's put in. 413 DPM with 249 DTM, 42, 19, and 12. 5,000 more damage than the second highest, being Gungan, followed by Artist Blank and Yites. So pretty much all of Jiminy was up there with their damage, but I mean, I hate to say it, is that too surprising given the game we saw, given how much of a struggle we saw FranzJ was having trying to actually pretty much move beyond their own concrete.
Yeah, pretty much. Fights were just going in their way, and as we see in the damage, not only like the team damage and the kills as well, with less than 100 kills for FranzJ, 35k damage versus 150 kills and 44k on Jiminy. Definitely were the stronger team here on Bagel.
Yeah, I mean, just what can you do? I mean, even Divine with more drops, granted it's only one drop compared to 0, but, you know, having a drop there is just, what can you do? I mean, well, even having the drop, what can you do during that drop? But also, what can you do when you're fighting a med that has a drop higher than you? You have, let's see, they have 8 stock Ubers and 4 crits Ubers. So they had 1 Uber more than Divine, both Yum and Lol Guy combined. Yet they still could not manage to, you know, move around. They couldn't manage to move around Jiminy. I mean, they were just riding the struggle bus pretty much throughout that match. And as unfortunate as it is, I mean, that's the way that game kind of shook out.
Yep. So yeah, congrats to Jiminy, proceeding now to play against the as of yet undecided loser between Froyotech and G6. It's definitely a match I want to get over to, so I think we can probably do some shout outs and send her over.
Absolutely. Biggest thing I want to remind everybody, Fireside LAN spectator tickets are live. You can go buy the spectator passes if you want to attend the event in person. Get your pass now, or I'm fairly certain you can buy them at the door. I could be entirely wrong. So if I think Lacey's in the chat, they can maybe clarify if you're able to buy passes at the door or not. But if you want to guarantee you have the ability to watch, so passes will be available at the door. But if you want to guarantee you have the opportunity to watch in person, you should buy your spectator passes sooner rather than later. Don't bank on being able to watch when you show up at the door. You know, you gotta get in quick. But, of course, as we said earlier, shout out to Underscore for doing all this producing while sick. I think that is going to do it for us at Fireside. I don't think we have anything lined up for tomorrow or Monday or anything, but you'll know when we have another stream, because, well, we'll ping, you know, we'll let you know. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time.